Porcelain Heart is an itch.io game that I found here just tonight, actually. I don't really know what this game is, except for I know it's a Yuri visual novel. And I guess for all of you Yuri fans out there, this one's for you. This is for you. Prologue. My hands clutch the grass. Early morning dew slides between my fingers as I curl up against the dirt, my vision swimming. Birds wheel far overhead, calling in the morning sun as my legs burn in agony. I can feel blood, thick warm blood dripping down my legs. I try to pull myself up and I'm sorry, this groaning or whatever that's going on behind me is really knocking my game. And my head almost splits in two. Gritting my teeth, I look down my leg. The sight almost makes me fade on the spot. The arrow shaft sticks out of my thigh, blood pouring from the wound, which has already started to fester. The skin around it is turning gray. I clasp forward and stare up at the bright blue sky, my head swirling with half-formed thoughts and painful memories. Hazel! Oh, Butler. Hazel! Yes, sir. Ooh. Got a little animation going, I like that. I'd been polishing the silverware in the dining room. It was almost evening, and my duty was to make sure that every last piece shone with a beauty that befitted the Duke of March. I had seen him many times, staring at his own face in the reflection of his spoon, tweaking his mustache or his hair. Make sure that you're finished early tonight. Master wants to see you again. Tonight. Yes, sir. I continued to polish, almost oblivious to the world, when I overheard some gossip between the two other maids. Did you hear? There's a witch living in nearby the woods. A witch? Oh shit! A witch? Really? She's gonna turn me into pigs, like in the Odyssey. Which, by the way, was a fantastic movie. Absolutely recommend it. It's true. Last night I went around the village. They were all talking about her. Actually, that's more like a witchy voice, isn't it? Maybe this maid is the witch. I've already got theories brewing on in my head. Seems like she's been up to nasty business recently. Well, I never. A witch in our neck of the woods. They say that she gives you 3 impossible tasks, and even if you fail once, she curses you to live on forever as a toad. Oh, okay, well, toad, pig, same thing. What if you succeed? Well, and this is only a rumor, mind you, but they say she can grant you any wish your heart desires. Suppose that's how this all started. I cough and my whole body shudders. In the distance, I can hear the baying of hounds. Then a rustling nearby, and a familiar... Whoa. And it looks like the slinger. Silhouette appears in the view. The man leans over, flanked by 2 guards wielding crossbows. This groaning and moaning behind me, man, is really... This is really uncomfortable. Hazel, dear, what did I tell you? You'll never get away from me. I ignore him, trying to look past his head and at this bright blue sky. I see the sparrows, perched on the branches overhead, chirping restlessly. Now, if you just agree to come back quietly, I won't have to kill you. I could call the doctor back at the castle. You might never walk again, but you will live. What do you say? Damn you. The words were too much of an exertion, and I started to cough and sputter, my whole body shuddering in pain. No, that's no way to treat your master, is it? Yes, master. I say nothing. I can almost feel my skin melting away, melting with the dirt, my bones sinking beneath it. Today's a good day to die. You leave me no choice, Reginald. One of the guards perk up, excitement clear on his face, young, fresh face, decently mustached. I had fancied him once when I first arrived at the castle. Now that feels like a lifetime ago. Yes, sir. Pick a clean shot through the neck, alright? I don't want her to suffer too much. She did me good service after all. Branch snaps somewhere in the distance, and he suddenly turns around. Halt! Who goes there? Here, I can ask the same of you. These are my woods. It's the witch. Sir, I do apologize if they intruded on your land. As you can see, I was hunting an escaped servant with my men. Now that we've caught her, we'll be on our way. Escaped servant, not a prisoner? What right do you have to take her life? Sir, not now, boy. As to you, who exactly do you think you are? This may be your land, but I am the Duke of this province. Why should I have to? Sir! What? That's the witch! Oh, I knew it. I can faintly hear screams and running, but I pay it little mind. My vision starts to blur and my ears start to ring as the world fades around me. I wonder idly if I would rebuild. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. I wonder idly if I would be reborn as a sparrow, perhaps a worm with more fitting of my station. Whew. Then a silhouette, an unfamiliar one, leans before me. Oh, that's a witch, alright. Oh, you poor thing. The last thing I hear is the world fade away. The last thing I hear as the world fades away is her voice. Don't worry, you're safe now. I won't let anyone hurt you again. Day 1. Oh. Uh-oh. Ugh. Yep, okay. It came. The warm light of the morning sun plays across my face, filtered through a dozen layers of dust and cobwebs. I sit up and blink a few times, making sure that I am still alive. Then the pain in my leg flares up and my thoughts scatter. Good morning. The woman who saved me yesterday is sitting by the bed, her hands steepled. Oh man, I'm still sick. She looks like she's been sitting there for a long time. Who are you? Who are you? I croak out the words, my throat as dry as a desert. Oh, we can go through that later. For now, you just take it easy. Here. She picks up a clay bowl filled to the brim with pure, clear water and hands it to me. I gulp. Love the sound effects. I gulp it down greedily, letting the water spill from the corner of my mouth and down my cheeks. I'm starting to worry you might never wake up. I lean forward to return the bowl, but as I shift my wounded leg, it erupts in red-hot pain. What feels like slow motion, I watch the... Ooh. His poor manners. I watch as the bowl tumbles from my hand and crashes against the floor, where it shatters into 1,000 pieces, not a million. Way less. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. But my words trail out. The wind barely reacted to the noise. She hadn't even flinched. It's alright, I have no more bowls. More importantly, how's your leg doing? Picked aside the flax sheet. Beneath it, my leg has been wrapped in several layers of bandages stained slightly red by my blood. The sight is enough to make me feel queasy. That's the noise I decided to make there, and the woman chuckles, her voice clear as crystal. Suppose it can't be that bad then. I did my best to heal the wound, but it'll take some to clean the wound, but it'll take some time to clear. I gotta lock in on my reading. 2 in the morning. Should spend as much time as possible in bed for the next few days. Where am I? My guest bedroom. Don't worry, I don't have any use for it, as you can probably tell by the clutter. Feel free to stay as long as you need. Thank you. My mouth moves, but the words refuse to form. My head feels like it's stuffed with cottons. Thoughts drift away from me. Oh, you're probably still very tired. I'll let you rest. Wait. We could talk more at noon, if you're awake then. She doesn't have to leave. I try to sit up, but my body feels as heavy as marble. With one hand, I clutch at her dress and force my lips to move. What happened yesterday? Oh, you mean, what did I do to scare those men away? She smiles at me, but there's something deeply sad in her eyes. I threatened to curse them. That was all I did. Apparently, my reputation precedes me. Can you curse someone? Don't be silly, dear. Curses aren't real. Now you should go get some sleep. She definitely extricates. Big words are starting to come in. Not even that. Whatever. Herself from my grip and leaves the room as I sink back into bed. A stupor descends over me. The whole world is cloaked in fog. Sleep comes not long after. When I do eventually wake, the sun is high in the sky overhead and my stomach is growling. Miss. A few seconds after I call out, I hear her bustling through the house towards me. I prop myself up with one arm as she enters the room. What is it, dear? You said that when I woke up, oh, you must be terribly hungry. I'll go set the table. She leaves, then returns a few minutes later, carrying with her a chair. She sits it down by my bedside, then gestures to it. Go on, get on. I'll take you to the table. Sure. It takes some effort and some pain, but I manage to pull myself out of bed and onto the chair. Then the woman reaches one arm out, around the back of the chair, and one arm beneath it. With a grunt of exertion, she picks up the chair fully off the ground with... Damn! Ooh. Ooh. Strong. She carries me along, barely even slow in her stride. I'm reminded of some of my earliest memories. I almost feel like a little girl again, being carried along by my mother. The experience is a bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, somewhat reassuring. What happened to her face right here? Look at that. Something went down. Eventually, she sits me down at the table and takes her seat across from me. Dig in. Thank you. A simple meal has been set out on the table. A loaf of bread, a chunk of cheese, and a pitcher of milk. You have a name? Hazel. I take a few bites of the cheese, savoring its sharp tang. Lovely to meet you, Hazel. I'm Mary. If I may, please go ahead. You don't have to watch your words around me. Why did you ask if I had a name? Well, wouldn't that be normal? I've treated a few girls in situations like yours before. Not all of them were given the luxury. She settles back in her chair and I swear I hear a faint click. That Duke, if I could curse people, he would be the first on the list. I feel myself seized up for a moment and the knife falls from my grip, clattering against the table. I'm sorry. I snatch the knife and return to my meal, meaning eating carefully to make as little noise as possible. Mary watches me for a while, then lets out a tired sigh. You don't have to apologize for... Okay. I need to, clear everything up. I need to lock in. This illness is not gonna take over. You don't have anything to apologize for, girl. It hurts my heart to see you scared. Well, even if you say that, I would still rather... Mary reaches out across the table and places her hand on mine. I recoil from her touch at first, but she doesn't take it any further. Her skin feels smooth and cool to the touch, like glass or ceramic, only softer. I give you permission to be loud, to be rude, to be obstructive. You don't have to be scared of being yourself around me, okay? Thank you. Good. I do, however, have a few requests that I ask you to follow during your time here. I unconsciously brace myself. Please never enter my workroom while I'm working. I spend a lot of time working with dangerous substances and sharp tools. A small distraction from you can mean serious injury for me, okay? I nod. Well, I always lock the door, so you don't even have to worry too much about that. And even if the door is unlocked, make sure to call out first, okay? Yes, miss. Please, you don't have to call me miss. I'm not that old. Sorry. It's alright. Now as to the other request. Her hand moves again, and our fingers interlink, clasped together. You're free to leave whenever you wish, of course, but please don't do it without telling me first. I'd be so worried that something would happen to you. Of course. Mary pulls her hand from mine and clasps her hands together. She has fangs. Great, isn't it nice to have that all sorted out? Silence settles between us for a while as I return to my meal, Mary watching on happily. If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned your work. What sort of work is it? Oh, it's nothing that impressive. I take medicines, remedies, poultries, that sort of thing. I usually go down to the village once a week to trade them for food and supplies. That cheese you're eating now was a gift from Old Man Jenkins from... Old Man... for curing his son's fever. And that village, how far away is it exactly? Mary smiles at me again, but it seems hollower this time. If you're worried about finding some Someone... If you're worried about someone finding you here, don't be. I haven't had a single visitor in 10 years. I'm sorry, but you don't know the Duke like I do. If he finds me, then nothing will stop him, not even the gates of hell. He rests one hand on my shoulder and stares straight into my eyes. If he does come here, I'll deal with him myself. After all, you saw how scared of these... Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna read. No mistakes from now on. After all, you saw how scared of his... how scared of me his men were. They wouldn't dare come anywhere near his house. This house. Oh my god. Come on. Even if they knew you were here. I suppose. Still not entirely convinced, I continue eating in silence until I hear a noise coming from underneath the table. I crane my neck to peer at the floor and see a furry black silhouette brush past my legs, purring softly. You have a cat? Oh no, I don't have Helena. She just likes this house. She's a proper wild cat. Mary reaches under the table and I hear a happy purr. See? I chuckle and continue eating until I finish my meal. A few times I wonder if Mary hasn't eaten a single bite in the entire time she's been sitting with me. The question seems to be rude to ask out loud. Once I'm done, Mary stands up, her dress billowing around her rigid form. So, how was the meal? I don't want to be too... I feel like this is doing too much. It was good. Thank you. Once again, her face had barely moved, but her voice is clearly overjoyed. Oh man. Fortunately, I do have an appointment I need to attend today. I'll only be gone a few hours though, so don't worry. Do you want me to move you back into your bedroom? Move. Back. Yes. Oh, no. I'm alright here. Alright, your legs should be mostly healed by now, but don't overdo it, okay? Mary bustles through the house for a while, gathering up items into a satchel, then steps out of the door, and I am completely alone. For some time I sit at the table, enjoying the feeling of the sun over my face, taking occasional sips of the leftover milk. Eventually, though, I grow tired of waiting for something to happen, and I ease myself slowly onto my feet. I have to lean on the furniture to keep myself steady, but I'm able to move on my own. The house only has a few rooms: the main room, a small kitchen, my bedroom, and another bedroom, presumably Mary's. I resist the urge to collapse onto her plush double bed. At the back of the main room is a thick wooden door, cut from the gnarled wood of an aged tree. An imposing sight. I push the door open and step into the room, curiosity overtaking me. Surrounded by so many fascinating sights, how could I resist? Got some slurpy sounds going on. Here, kitty kitty. Helena looks over at me with a distinct dispassion. She yawns, closes her eyes, and returns to dozing. I wonder if Mary has a garden. If she does, I'd quite like to see it. Mary did say there's a lot of substances she worked with were dangerous, so I probably shouldn't go any closer. They're such wonderful colors, though. Against the table is a rolled up canvas, covered in several layers of dust. I pull it out and unfurl it, to reveal a painting, worn and cracked with age. The painting is of a portrait of a young woman sitting in a field of daffodils, a flower crown woven around her head. Between the bright sun and the intricate details in the flower, the joyful expression on the woman's face is obvious that it is painted with love and bordered on reverence. It's beautiful. I'll look at that in a second. Bizarre creatures float in a saline solution, twitching occasionally. I make sure to stay far away. The thing looks like it could be carrying any number of hideous diseases. Okay, I can't click anything else. The inside is empty except for a single lone book. It's covered delicately embroidered. I flip through it quickly and am shocked to find intricately detailed illustrations of all kinds of plants and flowers. Did Mary draw all of these? How long did it take? How long must she have studied? Sometimes it draws me in, and I find myself unable to resist. I tuck the small book into my pocket. I hear a noise around me and spin around. Holy shit. What? Enjoying yourself? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Same amount of an apology, and she presses it aside with a smooth wave of her hand. No, it's fine. I just wasn't expecting to be so interested in the alchemical arts. Tell you what, why don't I show you around properly sometime? Well, I don't want to be a bother. No, I'd be happy to do it, but for now, I'd like to get some work done if that's alright. Mary strides across the room towards me. It's only now that I notice how tall she is. I'm sorry, I should have asked permission first. Please don't be. I don't mind. Now, do you need any help getting back to your room? No, I can manage on my own. That's wonderful. I give her a hurried nod and pace out of the room. I move as carefully as I can to make sure she doesn't see the small gray book I have held by my side. For some reason, I couldn't bring myself to let go of it. That night. Small gray book I took from Mary's cupboard turns out to be far more engrossing than I had expected. I stay up reading through it until the sky outside starts getting dark. According to the signature on the first page, this book is a collection of Mary's notes. A lot of it is completely indecipherable to me. Notes written in shorthand or in code. Elaborate, oh my goodness, recipes with no mention of what they create. All the same, I find myself eagerly flicking through detailed diagrams of flowers and the descriptions of strange and fascinating ingredients. Several of the passages are written in diary format, and one section that catches my attention in particular begins about halfway through the notebook. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, despite the seemingly endless advance of whatever the fuck principles, a strong heart invariably trumps past. It is something I have observed several times during my work as a doctor. Patients who strongly wish to recover and have a clear picture of what recovery will look like for them will often recover twice as fast as those who don't. I have even seen people slip from this mortal coil with no cause other than emotional fatigue. The heart has the power over the body's shell. All potions and rituals that I have discovered have a specific targeted effect, usually based on the properties of the ingredient. What if I were to develop a concoction that could properly harness the potential of the mind's power over the body? That could allow someone to reshape their form as they wished. It would be akin to the discovery of an organic philosopher's stone. It sounds absurd, I know, but I stand at the of centuries of discovery in the alchemical. Oh my goodness! Please. The sages in their gleaming towers have made their voices clear. Biological alchemy is the realm of a madman. The practice is meant for transmutation and industry and nothing more. They have no eyes on the ground. What they don't know won't hurt them. I turn the page and see what looks like to be a recipe. A dozen ingredients measured to exact amounts. Beneath them, 3 words are written in calm, forceful handwriting. Result: nausea, failure. I turn the page again and find another recipe, even longer, and another result. Reddening of the eyes, failure. I flip through the notebook past dozens of recipes, each more complicated than the last. Heartburn, failure. Temporary paralysis, failure. Mental decoration, failure. Loss of eyesight, failure. Loss of motor control, failure. As I continue, the recipes start to get shorter again, less precise, the handwriting shakier. My pages have been dedicated to elaborate rants, or covered in ink, or ripped right out of the notebook. Eventually I find it, the last recipe. All following procedure must be done during the night of a half moon. Okay, we're not on a half moon, or the day directly following it. Use of a mortar and pestle to mix together a paste of hemlock, arum's lily, St. St. John's wort and lavender. The exact quantity doesn't matter, but the proportions should be roughly even. Apply that paste evenly to the surface of a bezoar. The bezoar to soak for a few moments in a bowl of warm water, then remove it. I'm so congested. I'm so... This reading sucks. I apologize. A small amount of sediment should have formed at the bottom of the bowl. This is your mixture, ready for consumption. Result? Success. I closed the book, my heart pounding. Could it really work? A potion that lets you change your body to whatever your heart desires. Whoa. I could think of a few uses for that one. If you know what I mean. Could it change my face? Would it be permanent? For a while, my mind runs wild with the possibilities. I could change my face and name. I could move to another country. To the other side of the world. I could escape from the Duke and even from Mary. She hasn't done anything to hurt me yet, but I know deep down it's only a matter of time. When my parents abandoned me, it won't be any different. My thoughts are interrupted by sounds like a crash coming from the other room. Gingerly, I ease myself over to the wounded leg and pace over to the door. I open the crack and peer through. Mary, are you alright? The room is dark, the only illumination coming from a single log burning away in the fireplace. You can see Mary's silhouette, huddled at the edge of the darkness, completely still. Mary? I'm alright, should go back to bed. Her voice sounds dry and raspy. I take a step forward. Are you sure? I thought I heard a crash. Please, don't worry about me. She moves backward slightly, dragging herself along the floor, further into the shadows. My eyes are starting to adjust to the darkness, though, and I can almost make out her face. I actually had something I wanted to ask you. It was... Get out of here! I jolt backwards. I'm sorry, dear. I've had a very tiring day. Can we talk about it in the morning? Yeah. Furtively. And hurry back to the bedroom, closing my door behind me as I firmly oh my goodness. I can't do it. I can't read. I can't. That night, I don't get much sleep. I can't stop thinking about what happened in the darkness. Mary's face hasn't moved an inch. She hadn't even looked at me when she was breathing. She hadn't even looked like she was breathing. Her skin, pale as marble, was covered in hairline cracks. Her lips were painted cherry red, smooth as stone. And her eyes were empty, gaping holes. Oh boy. Day 2. Long after I woke up, Mary dragged me out on a walk through the forest, saying that she needed help gathering ingredients. My legs still feel weak, but beneath the shining sun, between the rustling trees, the events of last night are starting to feel like nothing more than a bad dream. Not much further now. A fly buzzes past my face, and I flinch reflexively. It drifts lazily onto Mary's shoulder. Where it perches, she pays it no mind. Sometimes traders do stop by the village, but I get most of my potion ingredients from this forest. Nature is amazing, isn't it? That being said, this area is home to more than just a dozen lethally poisonous species of mushrooms. Don't touch anything suspicious without checking with me first, got it? Yes, ma'am. I thought I told you to stop with that. Ah, here we are. She stepped forward into a clearing and I follow a step behind. Patchwork beams as sunlight shine down, filter through the thick layer of trees. The grass is bright and soft. Birds flutter overhead, hopping between branches. A small brook shakes. Okay. Come on, man. Come on, we can do this. We can make it through this. A small brook snakes around the edge of the clearing, bubbling with clear, fresh water. It's beautiful. I'm glad you see it, appreciate it. I wanted to apologize for yesterday. I have a unique skin condition that can affect me very suddenly. I've been told I look quite monstrous when it flares up. I didn't want you to think less of me, so I tried to hide myself from you. But as you can see, I'm alright now. It's a very temporary thing. I do look at her properly. Her skin is clear and healthy. Her eyes are full of life. I wouldn't... Sure. If anything, she looked much healthier than she did yesterday. Anyway, none of that really matters. I shouldn't have shouted at you. I'm sorry. I let myself collapse onto the grass, succumbing to the exhaustion in my legs, and I look up at Mary. It's alright. I forgive you. You do? Really? It's like you said, right? You don't have to be scared of being yourself around me. It's not fair if I'm the only one that gets a free pass. I'm sure you have your own struggles. Oh, Hazel. She kneels down beside me and suddenly wraps me in her embrace. I freeze at first and settle into her touch. Don't do it again, okay? I won't. She untangles herself from me and stands up, clasping her hands together. Now, she pulls up a small pair of scissors and a pair of cloth gloves from her bag. Let's go to work, shall we? Ooh. Don't mind me, dear. I'm just taking a break. The flowers are lovely at this time of the year, aren't they? I notice a patch of yellow flowers and move over to take a closer look, fascinated by the flower's intricate array of petals and stamens. These are pretty. They're useful too. St. John's wort. And that's wort with an O, mind you. If you ever want to take up alchemy yourself, knowing the proper spellings will be essential. For a moment, I was unsure what to say. For so long now, my future has been bleak and tangible thing. Her to say is such a thing is such an incredibly hopeful statement, so casually. Man, I'm really butchering this. Do you really mean that? Mean what? That I could become an alchemist? Of course, as long as you have the passion for it. The rest is just learning. Anyone can do that. If you want, I could even teach you. Saying the words out loud feels some sort of sacrilege. My voice barely raises above a whisper. I like that. Mary gives me a warm smile, then stands and hands me the last stalk. As I was saying, St. John's wort is a common remedy for grief. The petal can be crushed into fine powder, or the oils can be extracted and mixed into tea. I'll brew you a cup later. It should help you to get some sleep. What about that mushroom? Looks poisonous. Oh, it is. Just one touch and your entrails will crawl up into your windpipe and out of your mouth. I've seen it happen only twice before. It's quite the sight. Oh. Shudder, my mind filling with the gruesome images. You could have just said yes, you know. Sorry. Oh, what's that flower called? There you are, that's the one I was looking for. She clips a few stalks, tucking them into her bag. But what's its name? Mary brushes a hand through her hair and chuckles sheepishly. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. This one's for me, alright? Okay, suspicious. I run my hand along the carving, feeling its rough ridge. I wonder who carved this. It's very romantic. I'm sure it is. Are you enjoying this? I suppose I am. That's great. We can go on more walks through the forest like this when I can find the time. I still have many other places I'd like to show you. What about that plant? Ah, that's a hemlock. A highly poisonous plant. It should be fine to touch, but you should never eat it. Even a single flower would be enough to kill you. She leans forward with her scissors and cuts off a single stalk, tucking it into a small pouch. If diluted properly, the poison loses lethality, making for a strong paralytic agent. It's quite a relaxing experience, actually. Do you want to try? I'm alright. What about this one? It's an arum lily. It's a common ingredient in several remedies. Here, hold my bag. She hands me a big bag. She hands me the bag, and my arms almost give out from the sudden weight. It feels like it's stuffed with metal plates. What does she keep in it? Still, I'm able to hold the bag open on the ground as Mary works her way through the patch of lilies, handing me the stalks to pack away. Eventually, I pack away the last of the stalks, She takes the bag from me, swinging it over her shoulder with one arm. Oh, what about the other flowers? Oh, whatever. That should be enough to work with one day. That should be enough work for one day. We start heading home. Sure. The rest of the day passes in peaceful tranquility. I eat lunch with Mary and then supper. We talk for a while about the weather, about the forest, about the village. I end the day with a cup of bitter tea and a calm, restful sleep, unplagued by nightmares. For a moment I feel at peace, but only for a moment. Day 3. I feel like this witch is trying to, I think she's manipulating me. When I wake, the sun is already high in the sky. When I gather, she's really suspicious. Sorry, I'm jumping between thoughts. I think the witch is up to something here. I think she's gonna turn me into stew. When I gather the energy to leave my bedroom, I find the house completely empty. A note has been left out on the table, written in careful, elegant handwriting. Sorry, but I'll be gone for most of the day. I'll have some bread and cheese on the table if you get hungry. I'll be back in the evening. M. M stands for Mary, by the way, if you didn't know that. I just thought I'd make that clear. I decided to... Oh, whoa. I decided to take an opportunity to explore some of the area around Mary's house. I'm keeping that in. I'm proving that I'm sick. That's my excuse. The house is surrounded by a thick forest and seems to be hidden from far civilization. Despite that, it doesn't take long until I find a coarse dirt road snaking through the trees. I pick a direction on a whim and start to walk. After a while, I spot chimney smoke curling above the treetops, and as soon as I come to the edge of the forest, she told us not to leave, by the way, without telling her. I wonder... I think this is gonna bite us, man. Vast fields of yellow wheat stretch out before me, the road cutting right through them. And along that road is the village, dozens of houses clustered around a large open town square. I continue on, passing by several farmers working around the fields until I reach it. Crier. I'm telling you, danger has afflicted this region. A perverse wickedness that hides its fangs and claws. Wickedness that whispers sweet promises in your ear that threatens to tarnish the kingdom's very soul. A man stands at the end of the town, iron coat of arms, emblazoned by his armor, holding up a poster and occasionally gesturing to it. A small crowd is gathered around him and is listening intently. Yes, this corruption's name is the witchcraft. Beware its sinful appeal, beware those who practice it, those who would see the natural order overtaken. I step closer to get a proper look at his poster in hand and breeze. The drawing on it is sketchy, but is clearly a depiction of Mary. I shudder and turn away. The venerable and magnanimous, fuck the word, Duke of Heart is offering a reward up to 30 silvers for this individual. Any individual who can provide information leading to the capture will earn the prize. Yes, I repeat, up to 30 silvers. I tune him out. Various stalls have been set over the route square. I meander over to the selling pies. The one selling pies, my stomach rumbling. What will it be, dearie? One of these small ones, please. Here you go. I take the offered pie and take an eager bite of it, savoring the sour meat filling. The lady attending the stall holds out one hand. That'll be 10 coppers, miss. Oh, I suddenly realize I don't have a single coin to my name. Should I try to find some in Mary's room? But if I had, it would have felt like stealing. Do you have anything to barter then? Oh, who's this? I'll pay for it. And one for me too, please. An unfamiliar girl barges past, grabs the lady's hand, and shakes it vigorously. Are you sure? I've got the money, don't I? Go on then. When he changes Money changes hands, and the two of us walk away from the stall, pies in hand. Thank you, you didn't have to do that. I know. I almost expected her to run off again, but the strange girl follows me as I wander around, looking for somewhere in the shade to sit and eat. Eventually I find it, and she sits down next to me. What's your name? Adrienne. It's a lovely name. She makes a sour face. It's an awful name. It's so old-fashioned. Makes me sound like I should be locked up in a glass case, slowly gathering dust. What about you? Hazel. Hazel, Hazel, Hazel. She repeats my name a few times as if trying to figure out how it feels, then shrugs. It'll do. You're new around here, aren't you, Hazel? She takes a large bite out of her pie. I suppose. I thought so. I haven't seen you around here before. I remember your face. You would? So what, are you looking for work? Because I might be able to find something for you if you're interested. I moved in with a relative who lives here. Ah, right. Are you gonna be here long term? Maybe. I met in the town square. What was he talking about? Why, do you want to join the witch hunt? No, I was just wondering if you knew more about him. One of the Duke's men, shouting about witchcraft as always. The whole town's up in arms about it now. Of course, we've known about the witch for ages, but we always thought she was harmless. Until the troubles began. What troubles? There's been a blight on the crops this year, and Billy, 2 doors down, got his leg taken off by a wild boar. Nancy lost her baby to a miscarriage, and old Ted lost 2 of his goats to a wolf attack. That's just the start of it, though. There's been so much bad luck in the air recently, people have been drowning in it. What? I've seen it. People in good health, dying in their beds, choking to death on the very air. It's frightful. Oh. A calm silence settles over us as we eat. As soon as she's done, Adrienne jumps suddenly. It was nice to meet you, Hazel, but I have to go. Yeah, she has to go. Yes, good job. Oh, okay. I'll see you again? Sure. Great. Adrienne runs off, leaving me to finish my pie in silence. Eventually, I finish eating and stand, wiping crumbs off my clothes. I try to retrace my steps to the village entrance. I must have gotten turned around at some point, because I took a wrong turn to an alley, and then another, and end up completely lost. I keep walking, but the further I walk, the more alien my surroundings seem. The alleyways get thinner, and slowly darker, and the light is more constrained. The buildings become wood and stone. I leave behind the rows of clothing lines, and alleyways instead becomes cold, empty places, no windows or doors looking down on them. The noise of the world drops away, leaving only a dense silence, the only sound of my footsteps on the soft dirt. Then I reach a dead end, the point where all the paths converge, a small ring of old-looking, worn-down stone houses. Standing at what must be at the edge of the village, I'm boxed in by stone walls, almost entirely deprived of sunlight. The oldest and largest of the houses stand before me. The house is 2 stories tall and must at some point been beautiful to behold, made of polished, luxuriously engraved oak. Although now it is rotting. Even if I had a reason to, I would not dare to step foot into it, and I fear that the ceiling would collapse. I spot an old man in a wooden rocking chair sitting outside of the door of one of the house, staring into the middle distance. His skin is so withered, his eyes so swollen, his fingernails so gnarled that he almost looked like he was made of wood himself. You there? His eyes suddenly blazed to life.
What are you doing here?
Me?
Yes, you.
I was looking at the house. I was just admiring his house. It's beautiful.
I suppose that's fine. Was worried you were coming to steal from me.
He mumbles a few more words and settles back into his chair, but they don't reach his ears. Do you know more about why no one lives in this house anymore? It's a shame to see it rotting away. I said, do you...
Well, what do you think? Do you really think anyone would want to live in this walled-off prison? Me, I couldn't move. My family's been here 10 generations. This is our family home, and I wouldn't abandon it, come hell or high water. But even then, if I didn't have my niece making deliveries every so often, I would have moved. Ain't nothing done about it. Really, this part of town is long dead.
Someone must have lived here once, right? What happened? A serious look suddenly settled over the man's head.
Are you sure you want to hear that story? Because if I'm starting, I ain't stopping until it's done. It's an important story, and I don't get many chances to tell it these days.
Go on.
Aye, this is a story. This story is old. Almost happened in my youth.
Okay, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't keep reading like that. Back when this area still breathed. A strange expression overcomes him. A look of distant reverence, as if he's staring at a painting I can't quite see. See, this village seems young, but its bones are old. There have been houses on these hills for centuries, getting built, being abandoned, rotting away. Their timber sinks beneath the dirt, becomes foundations for the next. That's why I got such good ground for building on. Once, when the main road was long and winding, the hearts of the village were here, and everything flowed through this point. Of course, that wouldn't last forever. Eventually, the road moved and people built away, and this place became lost and forgotten. I remember hearing some town far down the road being destroyed in the war. I heard that over time that changed the very shape of the road and changed where people built. But you know, I never really believed that. The people changed before the road did. That house you see, it was a strange couple. Pale as ghosts, barely ever talked, but the money flowing out of the pockets seemed to have no end. People said that they were half royal, but no one could ever agree on which half. And the son shuddered. It was like you could see the devil in his eyes. You could swear you could see him communing with them, staring off into the space, at nothing for minutes or hours at a time, or when he walked to his dolls. There was one he always dragged around with him everywhere he went. It was a creepy little thing too, with its empty smile, covered in cracks and fractures from being dragged across the cobbles, not tables, cobbles. One day I found the thing's black glass eyes in my morning porridge. I shuddered. I don't even want to imagine how it got there. One day I heard a strange noise in the middle of the night, and I looked out the window. I saw that boy, wandering aimlessly through the village, wailing, "I killed them. I killed them." He was holding a bloody knife in his hands. That was the last anyone saw of his parents too. They must be buried out there, somewhere in the fields. What happened to the boy? See, that's where the things get messy. Nobody wanted the king, the kid, and nobody could bring themselves to let him starve either. Nobody wanted to take him in though. He must have gone through a dozen or more foster parents. And because he never stopped being trouble, I always saw him battered and bruised. I began to feel sorry for him, in all honesty. You can hardly blame a child for succumbing to devilment, can you? There are a few more deaths too, always in suspicious circumstances, but never suspicious enough for the boy to take the blame. I suppose he gotten cleverer by then, because the town almost tore itself apart trying to find the killer. And then one day, the boy was gone. He left a note behind, saying that he'd gone to study in the city. "I've gone to change my fortune," he said, and that was the last I ever saw of him. You can tell, can't you? There's no windows looking down on these back streets. And the houses have turned their backs on this place, on his curse, on the blood that is spilled here. Of course, no one wanted to build here after that. But these are good fields and good farming, so people just moved down, a bit down the road and called that good enough. So, what do you think of my story? Is it true? The old man laughed, settling back in his chair. Aye, it's as true as I remember it. Of course, it's hard to say how much that means these days. His voice drifts as his eyelids flicker, and he soon starts to snore. On my own again, and I'm unsure what to think. I quickly paced away like I came. Thankfully, it isn't long before I find myself in this village square, and from there I follow the road. It takes a few tries, but I eventually retrace my path through the forest and find myself outside of Mary's hut again. However, when I push through the front door, I see her sitting at the table. Hazel, where were you? I was just looking at the garden. It's really pretty. You've got some beautiful flowers growing in it. It is, isn't it? I could show you around in more detail if you'd like. Maybe another time. I'm pretty tired. Mary smiles at me and I return to my room, shaking slightly. That night, I have fitful dreams of fire and gallows and bloody hands.
Day 4.
I woke up to the sound of bird song and to the reassuring presence of a hand resting atop my shoulder. Hazel, did you sleep well?
Nod. I nod, and Mary smiles back at me.
It's lovely. I sat up in bed, brushing past her. Whew, brushing her hand aside. Do you want something? Well, I just thought that your hair is getting a little untidy. If you want, I could cut it for you.
Sure.
Wonderful. Just sit over here and I can get started. Mary pulls a pair of delicate silver scissors from her handbag as I drag myself out of bed and into the chair. I take another closer look at Mary. She looks tired and her skin somewhat pallid. She looks a lot less healthy than she did yesterday. Did you get any sleep? I slept just fine. Thank you for worrying about me, though. I wasn't. Well, maybe I was. Mary starts on my hair, snipping and sharing away at loose ends, humming a pleasant tune as she works. I wince occasionally as her scissors part a tangled clump of hair. Finally, she stops, takes a small handheld mirror in front of a desk, handing it to me. What do you think? I stared a moment from my reflection. It's been a while since I've seen it last. I'm given the distinct impression that I am staring at a small beast, a rabbit or a shrew, caught in a hunter's trap. I look disheveled and unkempt, but my hair is now perfectly neat and tidy. It's great. Thank you. Oh, you don't know how happy that makes me. I stand up and she pushes aside the chair, picking up a small rug beneath, now covered in my hair. I'll get rid of these hairs for you, okay? The day passes peacefully for a while. I had borrowed a few books from alchemy from Mary's workroom, and I passed the time with reading. I eat mutton for lunch, while Mary watches on like she always does. And then, late in the day, as evening approaches, I suddenly hear a noise. I'm returning to my room when, just as I pass by Mary's bedroom, I hear the sound of something scraping. It is rough and harsh, like metal scraping against metal. After a few seconds, I hear the sound again, and then again. I take a few careful steps toward Ooh. That's a scary noise. Steps to the door and press my ear against it. As I do, I begin to notice other sounds, quieter ones, accompanying the scraping. I can hear deep, heavy breathing and the faint sound of gagging, and a strange bubbling noise, the quietest of them all. I take another step, careful not to make any noise, and press my eye up against the edge of the door, which is slightly ajar. That's when I see it. Mary, sitting on her bed, hunched over, clutching one hand like a clump of hair. Oh, I told you she's doing something. A clump of my hair. Slowly, she picks up a few hairs from the clump, drops them into her open mouth, and swallows, her face twisting in revulsion. Then, she reaches for another few hairs and swallows them too. I must have let out a gasp or a whimper involuntarily because her eyes suddenly flickered to the door and I almost collapsed in fear. Oh my god. Hazel! I back away from the door as quickly as I can without making any noise. I'm halfway down the corridor when I hear the door opening behind me. Hazel, what did you see? Oh, sorry, did something happen? I give her my most placid smile, praying that she didn't notice my hand shaking. I was just going back to my room. I returned one of the books I borrowed from your workroom. Oh, that's good. Then you, She looks for a moment, both embarrassed and confused. Then she collects herself. Good night, Hazel. Sleep well. I return to my room, close the door behind me slowly and carefully, and slam shut the latch. I feel the discordance in my body. My nerves are frayed, my skins are sensitive and raw. My heart is beating faster and faster and faster. I walk to the desk and pick up my hand mirror, staring at my own reflection. My hair. Did she really take my hair to eat it? That's when I see a thin scar on the side of my neck, faded but clearly recent. That must have been left behind by him. Oh god.
What is happening?
I can feel my nails twisting and lengthening into claws. Oh, I fucking knew it! She was cursing us the whole time. I curl my hand into a fist and feel them press against my palm. It is a familiar feeling. His nails would dig into my skin, cutting bright red lines until my whole neck was peeled. My whole back was peeled raw and slick with sweat and blood. So my skin peels away from my face, bubbles up and dissolves into the tranquil air. My body is nothing but raw, red muscle glistening with blood. I see it shift and deform in the mirror, pulsing with every beat of my heart. I touch my cheek with one finger and almost cry out in agony. She's turning us into a monster. Dude, I called it from the start. I was thinking... Scraps of fabric tear free from my clothes and wrap around my body, binding around my neck and my arms until I can't even move. Chains wrap around my legs, heavy iron chains. I try to take a step backwards and almost fall. I can't even move. Hello? What's happening? Oh! My hair crawls along my scalp, bursting through my skin. He used to say like he liked it all along. What? He used to say he liked it long, that it made me look prettier. Oh, what if the witch is working with the Duke? Then he would tear and pull at it whenever he was upset. Some nights, I worried that he would tear and tear until I went bald, and then he would have no more use for me. Blood trickles down the back of my neck. Ooh. Yeah, I think, I think something's happening. I don't think that we're okay. Is that the scar? Oh, yep, that is the scar. Wow. The scar. It curls along my neck like a snake, a scales rippling in the faint light. That was when he... Whoa. When I come to, I'm lying on the floor in a puddle of vomit. Slowly I stand up, wipe the bow from my clothes, undress and lie down in bed. That night, I don't sleep. Day 5. We're normal again. I'm... Okay. What was that? Was that a dream? Or was that like hallucination? Hallucinations? Where are we going this time? I trail behind Mary as she makes her way through forest, brushing aside branches and stepping over rocks. It's been a while since the last time you bathed, hasn't it? Is that obvious? Mary chuckles. Sorry, that was a rude question. I know a good stream nearby, and I thought I would show you the way. You're free to go back home after that if you want. No, you were right. Ah, here we are. A large basin lies before us, a shimmering pool of clear blue water fed by following stream. I step forward and dip my hand beneath the water's surface, feeling it run through my fingers. When I turn back around, Mary's in the process of pulling her dress over her head. Hey! I feel my cheeks burning with embarrassment. Aw, what? You're getting naked. The moment the words came out of my mouth, I felt stupid and childish for saying them. Of course I am. I need a bath. But I'm still here. Oh, it's fine. It's just us girls here after all. I screw my eyes shut. Whoa. When I open them again, Mary's drifting through the water. A look of sheer bliss on her face. She lets out a deep sigh. This is wonderful. Are you not coming in? No, I kneel by the water's edge, overcome with frustration. This is why I didn't want you undressing. I need you exactly to do the same. I can't do it, okay? I just can't. Don't mind. That's not what this is about. Oh, it's fine. I'll just wait until you're done. Then you can go on ahead. Well, she kicks over to the water's edge, looking up into my eyes. You don't have to undress to go swimming. It's not like these clothes don't also need a wash. The walk back to the house will be in pain, but it's not far, and you can undress once we're back home. I suppose. I kick off my shoes and lower myself into the pool, feet first. The water is cold and refreshing, and I soon find my tension wearing away as I float along. I'm sorry, about what you've gone through. You don't have to be. It wasn't your fault. Mary stands up and stretches, her back turned to me. My breath is taken away. A web of scars adorn her back, carved into her skin. Your scars. I reach out one hand and brush it across her back, feeling its ridges, its contours. You like them? What? No, it's horrible. You must have gone through so much. Honey, you're looking at proof of a life worth living. Really? Well, it must have been. Just look how many people have tried to take it away from me. She laughs, but there's something hollow at the edge of her voice. I wrap my arms around her torso, feeling her cold, smooth skin. It's not right. No one should have to endure so much suffering. You, least of all. Mary suddenly spins around and pulls me into a tight hug. Then she lets go and crouches down, cradling my face in her hands. Hazel, I love you so much. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. Probably an awful thing to say after everything you've been through, but I can't hold it in anymore. I love you. Not sure what to say, I stare at her face, taking it all in. Her skin is cold and pale. She looks more unhealthy now than she did yesterday. Her breathing is faint and her fingers feel stiff, almost lifeless. And yet, behind those eyes are a fire more intense than any I've ever seen. Sighs. She sighs and lets me go. I sink back into the water. I'm sorry about that. It's alright. I pull myself to my feet, shaking the water out of my ears. Next time you want to randomly hug me, can you put some clothes on first? Hey, you were the one who... Next time, so I can keep hugging you? If it'll make you happy, then fine. Oh, Hazel. She pulls me into another hug and I fall back into the water under her weight. Hey. Sorry. Should we start heading back then? Sure. A while passes without much of note happening. Another meal, another conversation, some more reading. After lunch, Mary offers to show me around her workroom, and I oblige. The tour and her eager explanations are enjoyable, but there is one question I ask that provokes a strange response. And this piece of glassware is incredibly handy. It allows me to evaporate liquids and then recollect them through condensation so nothing goes to waste. I'll show you how it works sometime. Where did you get all of this? Sorry? Oh, I was just wondering because this is a lot of equipment. It seems really rare and expensive. I've never heard of most of these ingredients before. Mary opens her mouth, then pauses for a moment, as if she's thinking of what to say. I suppose there's no harm in telling you. I used to be an alchemist in the capital. In fact, I used to study at the Royal College of Alchemy. Really? Mary chuckles. A decent pedigree was once a gift my parents left me when they passed. Ooh. You see that? You see that? That was... That and the money, of course. But then, what happened to make you leave the capital? Oh, I didn't leave by choice. The academy kicked me out. Those stuffy old men. They didn't like how I changed, I suppose. Anyway, enough about me. Don't you want to see the garden? The rest of my tour has passed without issue, and I start to think of what I saw on Mary's face might just be nothing more than my imagination. When she mentioned her parents, I could have sworn I saw, for the briefest moment, a twisted grin forming on her lips. Day 6. Come morning, I am awoken by the sound of knocking in a familiar voice. Hazel, can you open the door? I get out of bed, unlatch the door, and open it. Why did you lock the door? You never used to do that. Your eye. Oh, this? She taps the bandage a few times, like the thought of worrying me had never crossed her mind. I had a bit of a nasty fall, that's all. It'll be healed up in a few days, I'm sure. Are you sure? It looks bad. I told you, it's fine. More importantly, I need something from you. What is it? I need your blood. I laugh and expect her to laugh along with me. She doesn't. The look in her eyes is serious, no more than that. I only now realize how disturbed she looked. Her only unarmed eye has gone wild. Her tiny pupil, a tiny black dot in a sea of white. Oh my goodness. Her arms shaking slight. Man, I was so locked in there for such a. Her arms are shaking slightly, her hands curling and uncurling. Her eyes keep darting around the room. She looks nothing like she did yesterday. What's wrong? No, I told you, nothing's wrong. She sends her fist into the wall and the wood buckles from the impact. Hazel, if you love me, you'll do this for me. Okay. Great. She opens her mouth wide to smile. For the first time, I see how much she's salivating. She grabs me by the shoulder and drags me over to the bed, throwing me. I whimper in pain as my body hits the mattress. I don't dare move. So I lie there, completely still, as she crawls up onto the bed, kneeling over me. She leans forward until her face is only a few inches from mine. Her arms and legs against the bed, standing on all fours like some savage beast. She opens her mouth wide, revealing an impossibly large, sharp pair of canines. I embrace myself. Then she stops. Mary closes her mouth and smiles at me. Sorry, this will hurt a bit. Just bear with it, okay? Then she leans forward and bites my neck. The pain is unimaginable, like a red-hot brand being driven into my shoulder. Worse is the feeling of my blood leaving my body, like my insides are spilling out. But the worst are the sounds. Mary snarling, growling, my screams filling the room from wall to wall. And the loudest, a hideous slurping, gulping sound. I watch in disbelief as her body thrashes and her skin almost starts to glow and contour slowly, its color slowly returning. I hear a small hairline crack behind her body, across her body. I see small hairline cracks across her body, ones that I had never noticed before, binding before my eyes. Her hands find mine and our fingers lock together. She presses me down against the bed and I can feel myself almost being crushed under her weight. My vision is blurring. Sound is receding from the world. My breath is coming short and then Mary lets go of me. The pain fades somewhat. She sits up and wipes the blood from her mouth with one hand. Thanks, honey. You have no idea how much I needed that. Then she clambers off the bed and leaves me there. My arms and chest sore, my clothes a mess, my shoulders still slowly bleeding. As quietly as I can, I start to cry. Some time passes and Mary returns. She applies a poultice to the wound on my shoulder and bandages it up. She apologizes profusely the entire time. I barely hear her words. I only find the strength to leave my bed hours later as noon approaches. When I step out onto the hall, I find it empty. The door to the workroom is closed, and from the sound of it, Mary is in there now, working away. Suddenly struck by the desire to be anywhere but here, I find myself wandering around the house and down the familiar dirt road. My legs almost move on their own. As I near the edge of the forest, I notice something in the distance, faintly visible between the trees. As I get closer, I make out the remains of a house, burned almost to the ground. The support beams stick out of the dirt like a rib cage of some great beast, heart as black as coal. I walk towards it, overcome by curiosity, but as I near the ruin, I suddenly hear a voice. Are you lost here? An unfamiliar man in priestly garb is standing to my right. From his tranquil posture, he looks to have been standing there for a while. No, I'm fine. He is clearly unconvinced. Are you alright, child? You look shaken. I said I'm fine, and I'm not a child. I apologize. I did not mean to demean you. It is simply that, before the majesty of God, we are all children, each and every one of us. Here, I have something for you. He reaches to his pocket and pulls a sprig out of lavender, pressing it into my palm. The smell should calm your nerves, and it does wonders when mixed into tea. I lift the lavender to my nose and inhale. It helps to distract me, at least. Thanks. What are you doing out here? I could ask you the same. I don't really know. It's just something about this house. Yes, this place was once home to a grievous tragedy. I try to visit at least once a year to pay my respects. What tragedy? The fear of witchcraft is an all too common malady in recent times. Even a decade ago, you had these people in iron grip. 2 women used to live here. Kind souls, both of them. Were happy to provide food and shelter to the travelers who needed it. I found myself enjoying their hospitality on several occasions. Of these 2 women, one of them, Eleanor, I think she was called. She worked in the nearby village in her family's tailor shop. The other woman worked as a doctor, producing and developing cures and remedies. I suppose that was the problem. Eleanor told me once that her father could never get out of his mind the thought that he was being stolen away every time she left the village. I heard several that even though the other woman was quite the talented doctor, many of the villagers didn't trust her skills. The idea that someone other than God could have such power over life and death, over their life and death, to them it was terrifying. Hatred requires but a small seed to bloom. I look back at the house and shiver. What happened here? And why does it sound so familiar? I walk over to the makeshift charm and flick it with one finger, watching it swing lazily back and forth in the slight breeze. It's a charm meant to repel evil, put up by one of the villagers. It was actually here long before the fire. I passed under it. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. I don't know why neither of the women ever removed it, but I suspect it was very willful and But I suspect it was that very willfulness which many of the villagers feared. Scattered around the area are what looks like remains of glass bottles, vials, and wooden boxes, torn, shattered, and broken to pieces. What are these? The doctor I told you about. She had quite the collection of ingredients and equipment. I heard that once the fire had burned out itself. Whoa! Ooh, you didn't hear that. A few of the villagers tore through the house, looking for evidence of witchcraft. This would appear to be the result of their search. How did the fire start? I did not witness it myself, so I cannot be certain. But from what I heard, it was a group of villagers, several of them nursing a grudge. They must have blocked or barricaded the front door so that neither of the women could escape. I could see something behind the glass. It looks familiar almost. I step closer and carefully press one hand against the glass, but it doesn't budge. The window is the one part of the building that's still fully intact, and whatever is behind it is blocked by rubble on the other side. I'm going to need something heavy if I want to get through it. A boulder. I lean down and pick up the large rock with both arms, straining from the exertion. What are you doing? You'll see. I heave the rock with all my might, and I flinch as I hear the crash into the window, shattering it to pieces. A few birds fly out of the trees overhead, calling and cooing in surprise at the sudden noise. As carefully as I can, I step through the broken glass, avoiding the sharp pains of shattered glass. On the side, almost buried under the rubble, are a few scattered ingredients in a cramped clay bowl. The ingredients look random at first, but I know better. A sprig of lavender, a branch of hemlock, and, in the center of a bowl, a Zor stone. I clamber out of this wreckage and look back at the priest, who's staring at me in shock. Sorry, I need this. I give him a short nod, then turn around and leave. At first, I intend to head back home normally, Then I remember what's waiting for me there, and I pause. An image of Adrienne flashes through my mind. I need someone to talk to, someone who won't hurt me. I turn around and head towards the village. I break out of the forest, and my pace quickens. When I finally reach the village, I'm almost running. I come to the town center and look around when...
Hear ye, hear ye. Justice has been served.
Another fallen soul has been purged from this world. Witness her fate and repent your sins. Repent! I don't hear a word he says. In the center of the town is a makeshift gallows. Hanging that gallows swings slowly in faint wind is a lump of flesh, gray, rotten, and lifeless. Oh, is that? That's Adrienne. My blood runs cold. I collapse to my knees. What happened? What in God's name could have happened here? Just 3 days ago, Adrienne had been so full of life. Why not marry? She's the one we were hunting for, right? She's the damn witch. She's the one who deserves to... I can't afford any more attention. I can't bear to stay here any second longer, so I run. Without any thought where I'm running to, my feet pick up speed until the world around me seems to fade into the distance. I bite my lip to fight back the tears. I'm already getting some stares from the crowd. I only stop and collapse onto the dirt, gasping for breath when the village is no longer in sight.
Day 7.
When I wake up, the sun is bright, the sky is blue, and the birds are singing. It's a beautiful day. I groggily pull myself out of bed and stumble into the hall. Once again, I find the house empty. There's a note left behind in shaky, unconfident handwriting, next to a loaf of bread and a few apples. I don't think we should be around you anymore. I don't know when I'll be back. I'm so sorry. M. I take a bite out of one of the apples, savoring its bitter taste, and I get back to work. Mary was in the workroom all last night, so I couldn't use it. But last night was a half moon. Ooh. Today will be my only chance to prepare the potion for next month. I enter the workroom and retrieve the bazaar from the siding space, then lay out all of my ingredients. Hemlock, arum lily, St. John's wort, and lavender. Mixing the paste takes a while, as does preparing the water. It takes some searching through the kitchen to find a bowl, and then I have to trace my path back to the stream. Then I use a tinder box to get the fireplace going, and hold the bowl at arm's length over it until it feels warm enough. From there, follow the instructions to the letter, apply the paste of the bazaar, let it soak in the water for a few minutes, and collect the sediment. I scrape it into a small glass vial, no bigger than my pinky finger, cork the vial, and tuck it into my pocket. I'm suddenly overcome with hesitation. That's it, right? All I have to do now is drink the potion, and no one from my past life or my current one will ever be able to find me again. I'll be free at last. Shaking slightly, I raise the potion to my lips and steel myself, when I suddenly hear the noise outside the door. Panicking, I quickly cork the vial and stuff it back into my pocket when the door busts open. Hazel. I realize for the first time she isn't wearing her eye patch. In fact, her eye is completely healed. For a moment, my neck twinges with a dull pain. Yes? I'm sorry. She reaches out and takes my hand, but then I recoil from her touch. She shrinks back. I mean it, I really do. I thought I needed some time to think, but I was just trying to avoid this conversation. I don't want you to hate me. Or maybe you should. Things I've done, the people I've hurt, the people I've abandoned, I don't deserve forgiveness anymore. Here I am, trying to run away, like I've done so many times before. If you give me a chance, just one more chance, and I'll do everything I can make it up to you. I swear I'll never hurt you again. Can you do that? Give me one more chance? I open my mouth to give her my answer, when I suddenly hear the distinctive sound of someone knocking at the front door. We both freeze. Who is that? I don't know. The knocking repeats louder now. I move closer to the front door, my nerves on edge. Hazel, I know you're in there. Come out now and this is that one girl. I already forgot her name. The one that was hanged. My blood freezes. I know that voice. Alright. I didn't want to do this, but you leave me no choice. Reginald? Oh no, it's the Duke. I lied. There's a crash, and a shower of splinters as an axe tears into the door, breaking through the latch. The door swings open.
Good man, Reginald. Keep this up, and you'll earn that knighthood any day now.
The Duke of Heart barges his way into the room, flanked by two tough-looking guards, each armed with a crossbow. My blood curdles. Mary steps in front of me and rises to her full height, her hands clenched into fists, her eyes full of fire and brimstone. And just what the hell do you think you're doing? By reclaiming my property, of course, as is my God-given right. Don't make too much fuss about it. This is my land, after all. I was bound to find her eventually.
Get out of here if you want to keep your life.
The Duke sighs. Can we do this like adults, please? Without the name-calling and stupid threats? Your threats aren't going to work. I've taught my men a lesson or two about fearing anyone other than me. I notice whip scars and bruises across the men's arms and faces. I shiver. Hand over Hazel. I'll order my man Reginald here. He claps Reginald on the shoulder and looks uncomfortable with the intention. Just shoot an arrow through your head. Your death will be painful and ugly. I'll take her away. Your choice. Hazel isn't yours. She never was. You're just getting it, aren't you? I am the Duke of this province. I own the floorboards you're standing on and the ground beneath it. I own this house and I own this forest and I own Hazel. She is, in fact, one of my most treasured possessions, and I cannot stand the thought of anyone else touching her. Interesting wording. Mary bristles at his words, and the Duke's features light up in sadistic glee. Oh yes, I've heard of you before. The way you take in poor, broken young girls and leave them homeless when they reject your advances. Some of my current maids came to me because they had nowhere else to go after you abandoned them. He nods towards me, and I shrink back into behind Mary. Does she know? Have you tried to touch her already? Oh, look at her eyes. Of course she knows. Have you apologized yet? Have you begged her to give you another chance to never leave you behind? At least I am honest in my intentions. When Mary finally speaks, her voice is cold and quiet. Shut up. She turns to me. It's not true. She sees something in my eyes. A hint of doubt or fear. Her expression barely shifts, but I see tears budding in her eyes before she wipes them away and turns back around to face the Duke. She closes her eyes, takes a long breath. For a moment, she's the picture of calm. Her eyes snap open and her fists unfurl, her fingers curve like claws. She leans forward, crouching almost like a tiger before its prey. When she speaks, her voice betrays no emotion. This is your last chance. Oh, stop. Leave now or I'll tear you limb from limb.
Reginald, ready your bow.
Yes, sir. Hazel, close your eyes. I screw my eyes shut and the world goes dark. I'm sorry. This is very serious. This is a very serious moment. I'm sorry. But the sound effects kind of took me out of it. I'm not gonna lie. I hear a twang of arrow being loose, and the dull thud of hitting a wall. And you're running and growling and screaming, deep and guttural. I open my eyes once again to see the room once the room is silent. I find the room completely empty, completely still. Behind me, the workroom creaks open and Mary pokes her head out. Are you okay? Yes? Great. What happened? I dealt with them. But you don't really want to know any more than that, do you? You should get some sleep. We'll talk in the morning. But it's only Moon. I'll be busy for some time. With that, she leaves the doorway and slams the door shut behind her. I watch it bounce off its hinges and settle, slightly ajar. As I'm standing there, I suddenly hear a loud noise. A horrible tearing noise and then a loud crack. I inch closer to the door. I have to know. I press my eye up against the opening and I see it. Mary crouching over a pile of body parts. Like her eyes all freaky now. It's almost hard to believe that so much flesh and so much blood could be from 3 bodies. She reaches down and, with delicate force, tears a chunk out of one of the corpses. She raises a chunk of meat to her lips and takes a bite. And just as she swallows it, the look on her face, it's sheer bliss. She must have heard me in the gasp and the shock, because her arms dart to the door and she jumps to her feet. I try to back away, but I can only make a few steps before the door crashes open and Mary steps out in front of me, knife still in her hand. I knew it. I knew you were spying on me. I back away, my hand shaking. You... I can longer control myself. I can no longer control myself. I think it's... whatever. The words spill from my mouth, unbidden. Duke was right. You're a monster. Mary lets out a scream of frustration, and I wince and cover my ears. She grips the door frame so tightly she tears through the wood like it was butter. You have no idea. I've been so hungry for so long now. I've been starving myself all week just for you. Why, so you can build up an appetite? Am I next on your plate? No. It was because I wanted to be someone you could love. I was trying to change. I lost control for myself, that's all. This music is so loud. This music is really loud. I shrink back further and I see panic creep across her features. Please, you have to understand everything that I need to turn this down. Okay, that's better. Well, there have been other girls, yes, before you. They were the ones who had left me. I've never hurt anyone, I swear. My neck twinges in dull pain. My hands find the front door behind me. I grip the doorknob tight. Please, Hazel, I still love you. Oops. Won't you give me one more chance? She holds out one hand toward me in gesture of reconciliation. Looking at her delicate fingers, her careful trimmed nails, it's hard to think of her as a monster. Then I remember the feeling of those nails digging into my back. I pull the door open and turn around. Hazel, was everything we got together meaningless? Was it really worth nothing to you? I turn back and stare into her eyes, full of genuine sorrow, tears streaming down her face. Hazel, please, I can change. Just take my hand. Ooh. No, we're leaving. What? I'm not staying here. I turn back and walk through the door, out into the forest beyond. Hazel, come back here. I ignore Mary. She has no power over me anymore. From here, my future is uncertain. I don't have anywhere else to go, but with the Duke dead, I don't have anyone hunting me either. And if I ever do need it, I have a perfect getaway tool hidden in my pocket. Hazel! Hazel! I suppose the first place to head is the village. No one is waiting for me there, but there might be opportunities for work and lodging. I could even find the priest. I'm sure he would be willing to help. And from there, well, I could go anywhere. I pick up the pace. Behind me, Mary's house is almost out of view. Then something heavy crashes into my back. As I fall into the ground, I turn around. Mary... my God, Mary. Mary kneels over me, her face twisted into this vicious snarl. You think you're so much better than me? You think you had the right to toy with me like this? You were planning to tell the villagers about me, weren't you? I'm not going to let you get me killed. I try to sit up. No, Shut up! Shut up! She pushes me back down and her palm slants into my chest. The air leaves my lungs. As I crash to the ground again, I hear a crack. Then for a moment I think that one of my ribs are broken. Then I feel it, a cold liquid seeping through my clothes into the skin. The bile. My body starts to shake, racked by convulsions, as an unimaginable pain blooms in my chest like a bright red flower. I can't move, I can't speak, I can't think. I can feel my bones twisting, my skin tearing, my muscles coiling around themselves, then breaking apart. No, I didn't mean to. I try to focus, to picture my body intact and whole, but the convulsions aren't continue. It's alright, I'll put you out of your misery, okay? I try to open my mouth to speak, to tell her that it'll be alright, but all that comes out of my mouth is a pathetic whine. Shh, it's alright. I love you. She plants a kiss on my forehead and places one hand around my neck. I reach out one hand to grab hers, to move it away, but my fingers are brushed uselessly against her wrist. She clenches her grip. The sound of flesh tearing, my life comes to an end. Don't cry. You'll be part of me. Now, see? We'll be together forever. We'll never be apart. We'll... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, I gotta click through the... Well, that was obviously not the right choice. Well, staying probably wouldn't have been any better. Thank you so much for playing. One dislocated leg, yep. One concussion. What? Did you time? Write a comment. Yep. Absolutely. Go support these guys. This was very interesting. I'll stay tuned for more toxic yuri horror games. Main menu me. Let's go back. I want to see. Okay, let's take her hand this time. I take her hand and feel her fingers grip mine with reassuring strength. I forgive you. Mary pulls me into an embrace, tears streaming down her face. Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me. It's alright. I never hated you. I was just so scared. Oh, Hazel, I love you so much. I love you too. She squeals in joy and clutches me tighter, so tight that it hurts for a moment. I let out a yelp of pain and she lets me go. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to be more careful about my strength. Oh, uh-oh. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry, I'm fine. So, I should prepare lunch. How does meat sound? My eyes drift over to the workroom door and Mary laughs uproariously. Oh, don't be silly. I have some lamb left in the pantry. I'll go get it now. That sounds great. Wonderful. She smiles at me, and in that moment, the whole world seems to shine. Several months later. My small world is, for now, blissfully dark and silent. The cold stone floors numb my skin, but its touch is familiar and comforting. Then I hear the door creak open above me, and footsteps echo down through the rough stone stairs. How are you doing, honey? I let out a low, dull whine, but Mary just chuckles. It doesn't tell me anything. My mouth tries to form the words, but my lips just flap uselessly. Come on, you should really be used to it by now. I'll keep teasing you until you get it through your mind. You're never gonna get me to speak. Ooh. You're never gonna get me to speak back. Yep. You're never going to get to speak back to me again. She pushes my lips aside and reaches one finger into my mouth. It brushes against the useless stump where my tongue used to be. Good, the cut's healing nicely. I whine pitifully, but Mary looks down at me with scorn. Come on, you shouldn't be so upset. It's not like you to ever use that tongue for anything meaningful. This is what comes to those who only pass judgment. Although I have trained as a surgeon, so... She leans forward and whispers into my ear. Once I'm sure you've learned your lesson, I might just let you have it back. Won't that be nice? I recoil from her, retreating back into the darkness, but she just follows me with her candle, its light burning my weakened eyes. Oh, are you hungry? Is that why you're so upset? I try to back away further, but the chains wrapped around my legs catch me against the wall. Mary sighs and moves closer. One of her arms wrap around me, and the other brushes around through my hair, trimmed down to almost nothing. I know, it's sad that I have to chain you up like this. But we both know the reason why, don't we? Every time I give you space to roam, you try to run away from me. When will you ever learn your lesson? I whine. I try to push her away. Mary looks down at me with deep pity. Look, I don't hate you. I want you to be happy. If you keep playing along and doing everything I say for just a few more days, I'll let you go up to the garden next time. You like that, wouldn't you? Good girl. Her arms curl around my body like a python, squeezing me like a vise. I'm breathless until she relents and I gasp for air. I try to pull away from her grip, but she just holds on tighter and I go limp. I stare up into her eyes, so full of desperate affection, as she leans in closer. I love you. Okay, I don't think that was good either. Okay, let's do the potion now. Alago, you said that you had a unique skin condition. I'm guessing it's a bit more than that. Oh yes, but... And you got it from drinking that potion, didn't you? How did you know? I thought so. I suspected it for a while now. Would Mary really have devoted so much time to creating this potion? She had no interest in drinking it herself? Could such incredible potion really come with no side effects? I put a small vial out of my pocket and stare at it. It looks like a muddy green liquid, nothing more. To think that so much power could be contained in something so unremarkable. Is that... Hazel, put that down, it's dangerous. I know. It's all your body's fault, right? Your cursed body. That's what makes you hurt people. No one could really stay behind, by your side. No one could ever understand your pain. Because no one else has been through what you have. What are you doing? Giving you a second chance. I raised the vial to my lips and drank deep of it, feeling its bitter tang fill my mouth, feeling its power fill my veins. I am unmade in an instant, and I saved me, you know? Giving me that chance. But nobody else ever would. And everybody else had abandoned me. You were the only one who stood by me. Thank you. I just wish I could have saved you too. We killed ourselves. Thank you. Oh, it just said I got a secret ending. Wait, how do I see the secret ending? Secret ending unlocked. Oh, is that the secret ending? I think... Oh! I clicked her apple. I wake up with a jolt. Was any of that real? Was it all a dream? No, I remember now. The Duke, he came to our house looking to hurt us. Too fucking bad. Whoa, where did this come from? Too fucking bad that he had nothing more than a little bitch. When I pulled my darling Smith & Wesson M&P... Oh, is this just... This is just a... Okay. M&P 9mm Luger, he just shit himself and died. Yay. Hello, baby. Ready to go out? We're going to get ice cream and go on the roller coaster. Hell yeah. Wow. Wow, this is beautiful. Wow. Well, okay, man. Yep. That was Porcelain Heart. That was a very interesting game. I I'm sorry that the secret ending kind of just threw me off there. I had huh. I'm actually at a loss for words right now. That ending actually just sucked everything out of me. I do not know what to say. Uh, well, I mean, let's start over. That was Porcelain Heart. Again, absolutely go make sure to support these developers. This was a fantastically made game. The art was amazing. Um, go and game is free on itch. You can go check it out yourselves if you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I mean that's really all I gotta say.